Ferrando from Spain. I'm working in 360 image from 20 years now, and I done a lot of projects, a lot of stuff. I only want ask your favor. I'm very happy to show you some projects that are already amazing and interesting for you, but they are not still public. So if you take pictures or something like that, I just ask you not publish it in Facebook or something like that, because I can be in trouble just to get you more interested. Okay. So the question is, I am a photographer and I tried for years. I done some. You maybe know what like that. Okay, sorry. For years, I done some amazing 360 photos with extreme conditions, in hanging in helicopters, in mountains, and climbing. I always looking for shares the more interesting point of view. I already asked. I always say that in 360 footage is not the frame that counts, but the point of view. You are in a good point of view, you get a good 360 photo or a good 360 video. So, more than 3 years ago, I started to do 360 video with the Freedom 360 project, and I was proud to be one of the first people doing this kind of stuff. But from the first time, I started to think about how to take 360 videos in interesting situations, not just put the camera on a tripod and make like that, but try to get interesting point of view to get the video. So one could be something like that. In that case, the camera is stand, but we get a really interesting point of view of a jumper jumping off from a wall. So, in the beginning, I tried almost everything. I just looking for skiing. But that was my first video. So when Jorgen sent me the first 5 GoPro prototype, I don't think about, okay, I will take a video of my office. No, I think I go to the mountains and and go down with the camera, so maybe it can fall or would be broke, but it was okay. So I tried a lot of configuration to do mountain bike, to do climbing, to do someone worked better than others, but it was just experimenting. That's other situations. I did with seaways, rafting. I hung the camera from helicopters, and I tried to always to investigate and to search for better solutions. That also is interesting. One thing that for me is important is to show movements. To show movements, there is also the trick of getting the camera outside the vehicle, or to get out a better point of view. For example, in bicycles, I always think that if you put the camera on the handle or in the helmet, the view is not interesting. It's not so interesting, because you get a first-person view, but when the user see it, look down and just see the helmet, and you see a helmet that moves like that. So I really don't like that kind of views, but I prefer that the user sees the movement, feels the movement, but see the action. So the camera will be a bit outside the vehicle. That makes some problems, so physical problems. But I tried always to to figure out how to put the camera on the pole and try to counterbalance on the other side and find the right guys to ride the high mountain bike and or to skiing or something like that. Okay. In this other situations, my example there is what's a problem in a project in India I shoot last year. I did some interesting video with kayaking, or I just put the camera on a fishing boat. It was a problem because the guys didn't understand me very well. My English is not good, but the English was nothing. So I just asked them to go outside 20 meters and come back with the camera. That they didn't understand, and they take the boat, go 1 kilometer on the sea, drop the network to fish, and come back 2 hours before. Okay, that's another interesting example. I have been hired to shoot a boat race, and we arrived there, and the question was how the hell we attach the camera to this boat. So we made a custom tripod, a custom support to get to be sure that the camera will not fall, because these boats goes at 250 kilometers an hour on the sea. So it's really crazy. And I have here the video. So I was really, this is the kind of situation where you start the camera go, and you don't know if you will go back with the camera again. So the camera, the rig resisted very well, and the video you see, it was interesting, quite interesting. Okay. And this year I was happy also to be hired to go to Maldives, and we did two different hotels, videos from hotels, and on that kind of videos I try also to show more that just put the camera inside a room or put the camera in static situations. So I will show you the videos, and you will see. I will show you the two videos because I use mainly in that videos I use moving vehicles. I use an LC robot I need to move the camera. And I use also the cable system that I will show you later. So that's a sample. I just try to put the. Both videos are very similar because the script was almost the same. But that's a typical cable sample video. So in that video, the cable was really long. It was a 200-meter cable, very tricky to set up because where is the cable? Here. Here. No, I will show you. So, okay, so the cable system is very interesting. I will show you again. Okay, that's a static video. There are some scenes more interesting and other less interesting, but okay, that's a typical video I did a lot from a moving vehicle, so I just use a work chart. And for example, in this one, the trick is to don't get the shadow of the camera. So I managed to ask the guy to drive near the water, near the edge of the wall. So so you don't see anything. You don't see the pole or the shadow of the pole. I'm just a tourist. And this is also another sample of cable video. You can see the shadow of the camera. And that's a sample of my robot LC. As I use a 360 with 6 cameras, we have some travels with parallax. This is I'm a photographer and I never did video before, and sometimes I have many travels with colors and codecs and blah blah blah, because I'm trying to improve. So that's another example of cable. Yes, go ahead. One moment. Okay, thank you. So that's the one interesting. Little planet is very nice. I want, me too. In this kind of projects, sometimes we push the limits of the capacity of the cameras. So, for example, there, the customer wanted to show the inside of the room, the outside. The outside was really nice. You saw the sea, the blue sea, but it was almost impossible with the lights we had and with the GoPros. So we pushed a bit limits. And this is also interesting. We tried to do some activities. So we shoot the water ski action. And that was very fun. So I just, one day I saw a parachute flowing on the air and said to the customer, "Hey guy, what's that?" I said, "It's a parasailing activity. I want to go there." So and the guy asked me, "But you are sure that you want to be there with this pole and this?" Yes, no problem. So I get there and it was very fun. It was one of the 40 minutes more fun, because it's very, very stable. So, and that's for me, another important thing this year is that I have been asked to do diving 360 video. So I was not a diver, but I will talk about more before. So it's another lovely romantic place to dinner in the middle of nothing. Bar. So this is a sample of the kind of work I have been done. This one also was very tricky to manage the lights and to get the right light between the background, and this is also we always finish with a time lapse. So rich people spend money in things like that. So that's the second one. In that one is very similar, but there is other special thing. So this is with my special wife for the occasion. So this is almost the same. So you get some cable shootings because you know they are always the same in Maldives. All the hotels are similar. So it's more a small island. So still my wife. So that's. Also with the cable, so it's very interesting to see the point of view of the cable. That also I have always been asked to be in the video, so I was also streaming. This is the same that before with problems with the light. Another cable. Always my wife. Okay. Same interior. So I try to mix static positions with moving positions to get a better feeling. This is a nice, very cool diving. So we want to shipwreck. And you discover the corals. And that was also awesome. It was improvisation there also. The customer just tell me, hey, we can do some sailing. I never had been in a boat like that, so I didn't know how it works, and I know nothing. I'm a mountain guy, so sea for me it's a really strange place. So with that guys, we managed to do an interesting video. That is a video with the same setup I showed you before. So it works very well. You just have to hide the tripod. This is also something curious. So they want to feed the. And this is also the other example with the robot. So you can see there is some movement, but we are trying to improve it as much as possible. This is static. Again, another diagrams of the setups they put for the tourists. Okay, so. So I will talk a bit more about these three types of setups I just tried to work with. The first is the RC robot. So for the beginning, I think about that, how to move the camera around a place without me to be there like that, because very, very nice, but I don't want to be always on my videos. So I tried a lot of things for the first prototype with very tricky configuration to very heavy robotic robots. And at the end, I finished it with that configuration because I needed to travel, so I cannot manage to get this thing in a plane. It's very big, very heavy. So I needed something light that I can move around easily. So this is a small video of how it works. So just, this is a work I was doing. So I can drive it with a RC radio, and it has a small camera, and I can drive it in first-person view. So I have not been, I'm not on the field of view of the camera. I can be hiding and drive the robot. It takes to me some hours to get the license to drive that, because I put the counterweight on the pole before to reach the freedom T60. Okay. So that's actually how is the robot, and the main trick for me is that it can be easily transported and disassembled, and it's very interesting. It's not the more stable solution, but it works. Okay, the second thing is the color eye. So as I told you, I have been asked to do diving, so I never dive. In my house, the sea is quite far, and I have been interested, but I never tried. So last year I just purchased the color Abyss. That's a really incredible piece of equipment, very good quality. But I needed to know how to go inside the water, so I just going to talk with a dive center on the coast, and I go in October. So I told, okay guys, I just want to dive to put my camera into the sea, blah blah. So I go in one day. I did the whole training course, and the second days I gone already with the camera. In the second, on my third dive, I put the camera into the sea. So that was the first video was not. So that was my first video. We were not very lucky with the water, but it's okay. So there I encountered the first problems with working in the sea. So you have to set up everything before to go to the sea, but it's not easy because the color, maybe you need to open the Abyss and to put it to trigger the cameras, so it's a bit tricky. So that was my first video with the Abyss. So like it's not the Caribbeans, they are not fish, no, there are not too much fish, not too much corals. But we got a lot of actors. Like we have no fish, we have people doing doing some stage things. Okay. So I was quite happy. The colors were not very good, but I got also problems with, as always with the synchronization and blah blah blah. But I was quite happy. It's a bit long.
Did you use a long pole or a short pole?
I want to show you. So I use a travel pole. This is the photo. we use a travel pole to shoot the 360 video on the air, it's quite heavy, and we need to take it in the center of weight and take care. Blah, blah. On the water, the problem is the abyss is filled with air, so it tried to go up. So I managed to put more weight into the abyss. But it's a bit tricky at the beginning, but at the end it's quite easy to manage. You just pull it, you pull the pole, and it goes. I was a bit scared because to not hit the lenses, but the abyss has these poles just to protect the lenses from to be hit in the stone. So. Okay, so that was my training diving, and the first real true work was in an aquarium in Dubai. So I had been asked to go inside the aquarium. So I never dived, and in my third dive, they put me here with all this kind of beast. So the first one I have been hit by a shark. You can see the body hit me. So if I say you the truth, I was not very conscious what I was doing. I just so I have a bodyguard with me all the time because there were a lot of sharks. They are used to divers, but they are animals, so who knows? And it was also amazing to dive there because the people is in the other side of the 70 centimeter plastic wall. Very, very cool. So for me, it was most important to keep the camera steady and on the right direction. So I really don't really care about the fish. I just looking at the camera, and there were some enormous fishes pushing me everywhere. And by example here, you will see it's really funny. I was looking at the tunnel with the people, and there were a shark there that was waiting for me. And I didn't see him, and as I'm not an experienced diver, I was moving my head like that, and one moment, he's here, he was approaching me slowly, and I just hit it with my hand. I didn't see it, but I just hit it, and hopefully he turns in the other direction. He decided to go on the right side. So you see, it's quite nice. Okay, this is another one. Okay, so that's how that works. In Maldives, we did also some divings, and there was easier because there were little fishes like that, and there were more space for everybody. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you is the cable system. So the cable system is a very smart idea of Jürgen, that using the configuration of the Freedom Explorer, on the Freedom Explorer you have a small X in one of the corners, so that means that there is a hole that you can throw a rope in the middle. I have a, can you help me? So I have it here, and I thought that was interesting to show you how that works. So you see this explorer and the rope that goes in the middle, okay? So the problem with that is you must set up a rope, and it's not an easy task. So I use some climbing gear. So I can tie it. Okay. I could type it more, but is it more? I did more? Wait. So as I say you, I'm not a diver, but I am a climber. So I know some techniques about how to pull ropes and how to push it. It's very interesting.
Ignacio,
Yes?
does the color of the robe is important?
No. Well, yes. It's important because I use so in hotels and some places where there is people. So the rope must be seen, because if you put the rope anywhere where someone can move, if you put a rope, for example, white, with the sky in the background, maybe it's not easy to see. So I just purchased that one red, but no, the color, only for that. So I can, because, what I do that, because the rope must be as tight as possible. I can really tight, see, if I put 3 or 4 of that things, I can really tie it to scare the engineers of any building of the hotels. I already done that. So I ask it always to guys to come with me and say, hey, that pole will resist the 400 kilos of pulling there. The guy said, yes, it's okay. I start to tie, and the guy said, stop, it's moving. Everything is moving. So it's a bit tricky, okay? So how that works, I just, it moves, okay? But in the videos I show you, you can see that it moves, that is moving over swimming pools, over the sea. So I cannot move like that, so I pull it with this is a fishing line. Okay, so I'm, what? Yes, but one moment I will just start the, so. That also has been a very long time to figure out how to do that, because you cannot go to a hardware store and say, hey, I want a system to pull my Freedom Explorer from... so I finished to see that a fishing reel is what was the solution. Okay. Okay, and I choose a motorized one because I tried also a manual, but when you try to pull that things with a manual fishing reel, you finish to realize that you cannot be 2 minutes like that. So the moving speed is not constant and it is not interesting. So I finished to carry this heavy device that is to fish big sharks and big things, because I didn't find another one smaller. But okay, so it's quite easy. So once you have everything set up, I just cut it. No, the other side. It's in the other side. Okay. You see, I just can move, and I can keep a constant speed, and it's very smooth and very slow. And I put these two poles. You see that two small poles to get it more stable, to avoid the freedom to be rotating like that. Okay. Anyway, this is a very good solution, but it not works always. Okay, because you need two fixing points that are not always possible. So you get the two fixing points. Your line has to be in the interesting part of the scene. If you have a swimming pool or something like that, and you want to move the camera over there, you cannot. So you must have lucky to get the right force. And also, if there is some wind, could be problematic because the camera will move with the wind also. But it works. You have seen some samples, and it works. It's only tricky to set up, but it works. Okay. So I have. Okay, so as you see some, because I had to climb to trees and to things to do sometimes some crazy things to set up that. And I have been hired also because I was tired too much sea, too much beach, too much beautiful wives. So I come back home and I asked him to go to the mountains and to do something on the mountains. So I have been hired to do a 360 video of canyoning. It happened last week, so I had no time to stitch the video. Only I tried it this week with my friends of thanks to Martin from Color, help me. So that's also a sample of how a cable can change the video in a difficult situation like that. So you have the camera is flowing over the air, over the waterfalls. And you can ask the actors to do things when the camera is approaching, like or like slide to the. Okay, so as I told you at the beginning, for me the point of view is the most important thing in shooting 360 video. So that video I could do it on the corner of the river, but it will not be so much interesting. And one of my friends just shoot that video. fun to work with professionals like that because you can order them. So you jump down, you climb up, you climb jump, you climb out. So really how to use Spanish. In that kind of situation, everything is very tricky, because you cannot leave for anything. You leave for anything to the water, it disappears in seconds. There was more difficult to die than here. We managed to move one of these pieces of setup. We managed to pull it. See the camera moving there. That's me. So, some people ask me why I don't use a drone for this kind of shootings. I have a drone also, but the drones have some, like that, have some troubles and problems. The drones for me had more problems. So I have to, in Spain like this now, it's almost forbidden to fly a drone if you are not in the middle of nothing. Also, with that you can, I could move the camera over you with security, but with a drone it's not that safe. Okay. To finish, I have been, as I told you in the beginning, I don't like too much the first-person view configurations. But last week I have been hired to get also an extreme situation with first-person view. So I just tried it, and I'm not really happy. It was first-person view. So thank you, and I don't know if you have any questions.
Question?
How difficult and reliable is it to actually erase the red line?
But reliable. This line is a Dyneema, the material is named Dyneema, and it was up to 600 kilos.
You want to erase from the image so that you
You don't see. You don't see, but the same reason you don't see the pole, because the design is made that the three cameras are pointing there, and you get a different image of the cable on each camera. So the stitching just This is a matter of configuration of the rig.
Ignacio, how many kilos of luggage do you usually travel with? Like to the Maldives, like how many kilos?
Interesting question. 80 kilos.
Were you also asked to be participating as an actor in the last video?
Yeah. No, no. No.
After the fact, do you prefer wife or shark? Which one are more dangerous?
Shark move too fast and you see only 1 minute.
Any other question?
Why two weights coming out, but not just one vertically to stabilize that?
What? Sorry, I don't know.
Why do you have two poles coming out at 45 degrees or whatever, rather than a single one hanging down?
Because I saw when I was children, I saw a lot of spectacles of guys working on ropes, and they put two weights on the sides. And I found I tried also to put one here, but I found that one was better because it put the weight in a larger surface. You know? It's a matter of.
Any other question? Thank you, Ignacio.
Ignacio, is there any way that we can see those videos in your website or any?
No, it will not be on my website, but I will post the links when it will be public. So thank you very much.
Yes, I saw because there was the time broken and then
Oh, no, take your time, take your time.